Bacon, hot dogs, and other processed meat products have been put under the spotlight. Script, please. We here at the unofficial Gecko News are ready to present the facts. This whole controversy was proven by the World Health Organization, WHO for short. Their research began in 1997 and was released at the tail end of October 2015. WHO has brought on some interesting political cartoons to analyze.
The image, which we call political baloney, is a combination of political and food arguments. The man on the right, who says that politicians have been force-feeding us baloney, is telling the truth. The baloney represents the information we've heard spoken from politicians' mouths. The politicians have gotten away with feeding us baloney for quite some time. The image uses all of the rhetoric devices to get us to believe its argument. It effectively uses who's cancer-causing meat, the logic, to convince us that processed meat and politicians go hand in hand. Then we are met with pathos, the relatability of all this, and ethos, the politician. We, as Americans, see baloney firsthand. It's fed to us, literally. The text is not without flaw, though. Like most texts, the image contains some fallacies that it throws around. It uses a hasty generalization, and it misrepresents the opposition. The generalization is seen when it assumes that all politicians are bad, or simply that we hate them. The image also misrepresents the opposition. It assumes that politicians are fat and support said processed meat. It also contains bias. It is against the politicians from the start. Their cartoonist, whoever they may be, does not like our politics. The cartoonist is trying to get us to believe their message, that most politicians are cancer-causing. I think it was successful. You might agree. Now, over to you, Bree.
Thanks, Nolan. Throughout this episode, we've talked about politicians and cancer-causing meats. I can't really explain politicians because I'm afraid we just don't have time, but I can give you the evidence on cancer-causing meats. We had the unofficial Gecko researchers dig into some of the reports that the World Health Organization, WHO for short, released October 27, 2015. One article that was released by WHO stated that processed meats rank alongside smoking as a major cause of cancer. Our researchers also dug up another quote from WHO. Meat processing such as curing and smoking can result in the fermentation of carcinogenic chemicals. Cooking improves the digestibility and palatability of the meat, but it can also produce known or suspected carcinogens. High-temperature cooking, such as pan frying, grilling, or barbecuing, generally produce the highest amount of these chemicals. Our research have also found that this theory has been around a lot longer than you think. Although this isn't clear, the exact date is estimated between 10 and 15 years. Before you go and search cancer-causing meats, let me summarize what you're going to find. WHO now has enough research backing its theory that processed meats release a chemical similar to tobacco. This release caused a devastating backlash to the World Health Organization, seen as the report targets major meat producers. Not only were the producers enraged, the scientists that produced the chemicals for the curing were also put under the spotlight. Despite these new releases, you do not have to panic about your diet. You can still eat processed meats, just try and dial it back a little. And try and supplement your diet with poultry and fish. Unfortunately, that's all the time I have. Brandon, back to you.
Are we filming? Oh, okay. The processed meat argument and the political one are intertwined. The World Health Organization's report clearly states the problems with bacon and its fellow meats. Political critics took advantage of the report and compared words to baloney. The cartoon was also successful at attracting one's eye and getting its message across. We here at Unofficial Gecko News enjoyed it too. Thank you. I think we're having a bit of an earthquake.
Ah! What are we doing? Life is not as we know it. Run! Oh, no! I'll never make it!